What is that, Dr. Ann? What is that?
This is a penis pump. It's taking your penis to the gym. Same way you take your bicep to the gym, you go do weight, you have to do the same thing for your penis because your penis is a muscle. And it's no different than the muscle in your arm. So if you don't exercise it, you're going to lose it.
Your sales software shouldn't be a bummer, and when you step inside your CRM, you should actually feel equipped to do your best work. It's kind of like being in the pilot seat, but having all the easy-to-use controls. Well, that's what HubSpot's doing with the new Sales Hub. It's all designed to have you win quarter over quarter, year over year, all the way from the intuitive prospecting workspace, using AI-powered tools. The point is to reduce your workflow, all the work on managing leads, the follow-ups, basically making closing deals a no big deal at all. So this is how you can wrangle your day-to-day tasks using a seamless platform that basically navigates all the contacts, calls, analytics, all in one spot. ChatSpot is also the AI-powered tool that helps you personalize a lot of things in your CRM. It's basically like little assistants working for you. You just got to prompt it, and basically it pulls up a contact, sums up different sales, or researches your competitors. It helps you automate a lot of things during the sales pipeline so your team or yourself can take your time back. And the whole point is to make this easier and more effective for you. So this is the time for you to close more deals and get you on track for your best Q1 yet. Learn more about HubSpot Sales Hub over at hubspot.com/sales. What's happening, friend? This episode is one that might make you feel a little flush in the face. It's something that most people don't consider or even think about or want to talk about or acknowledge. Yet it's super important when it comes to your health, your happiness, and even business success. And that's exactly why I brought my friend Dr. Ann Truong here onto the podcast. She's an incredible woman, incredible doctor, and just so funny too and fun. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the surprising connection between your sexual health and things like your cardiovascular function, stress management, and overall longevity, and ultimately your business success. Because yes, it is related. We go deep and we just start off the cuff. So get ready. We're going to strap in. You're going to get so much actionable details all the way from your diet to the way that you're sleeping to other ways that you're moving around and ultimately some other ways to integrate ways to even give you a pep in the step in the bedroom as well. But again, it all relates to your business success. So my fellow entrepreneur, follow along. You're gonna love this. You're probably going to get some insights that you never thought about, and keep an open mind because this is what is. She's got some crazy data behind this, and you know what? It's going to be a heart pumping episode. We'll just say that. So let's get into it right now with Dr. Ann. In your opinion, is sexual health the secret to entrepreneurial success?
Oh, yes. I am so glad you asked that question. Yes, the intersection of sexual health and entrepreneur success is this, right? Because what is sexual health? Sexual health means that you have good libido, good functionality of your sexual organ, right? Well, what defines that? Good blood flow. Let's backtrack a little bit. What does good blood flow mean? Good blood flow means that the blood vessels that bring your organ the blood is in good integrity. Okay, so your blood, your heart pumps out your blood. So the blood that comes from your heart that goes to your organ is called the arteries. That's the blood vessels, and the blood vessels that come back from your organ back to your heart is called the vein. The vein brings in less oxygenated blood and all the toxin from your blood. The artery bring in fresh blood that has oxygen and all the nutrients, okay? So having said that, those are blood vessels. And the blood vessel, imagine like a pipe. A pipe has a lining of the pipe called the endothelium. So they line the pipe, and it's a very fragile one-cell lining that line the blood vessel. But that pipe, the endothelium, is very sensitive to a lot of factors that cause inflammation. And therefore, like let's say stress, smoking, sleep, and hormones even, high cholesterol, obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure all that damage the endothelium. So when the endothelium is damaged, it start to leak. So your blood vessels, imagine like a pipe that has little holes in it, and it start to leak. So you're not getting enough blood movement to the organ. So what happens? The organ become suboptimal function, right? So when that happens, well, it's not just the sexual organs; it's also your brain. It's also your heart. It's also your hormones as well. Because as an entrepreneur, you need to be on. You need to be on focus. You need to have the energy for your business. You need to be sharp, right? So.
Yeah.
What help with all that is really blood flow to your brain, blood flow so that way you can concentrate and be focused and multitask at the same time. So what bring the blood to the brain? These arteries right here, the carotid, right? So all of that needs to be optimal functioning. So when you're not optimally functioning, you may not get enough blood flow to the vital organ. So that's something to think about. And also, good sexual health. When you have good sexual health, for instance, let's backtrack a little bit. Every time you have sexual activity, you have sex, and you have an orgasm, there are 100 hormones and neurotransmitters that get explode in your brain.
Wow.
Explode in your brain, and all of it is positive, like dopamine, prolactin, oxytocin, epinephrine, even increased testosterone. All of that gets increased in your brain. That's one of the reasons why after you have a sexual encounter or orgasm, you get kind of fatigued a little bit. But there's this calmness, right? It's calmness that get you that kind of calm you down and you fall asleep, right? Well, when does our brain become more productive? When we're calm, when we're rested, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
honestly, I tell most entrepreneurs, if you want to get your best ideas, do it right after you have an orgasm, because that's when you're calm. That's when you have a lot of blood flow going. That's when you have a lot of neurotransmitter that just gets released. So maybe lie down, take a little nap, and then go to your computer and write down your best ideas, because that's when your brain is probably at its calmness and most energetic state.
That makes a lot of sense. I want to go into that because I feel like what you're describing here is, let's be honest, it's fun. It's but it's also something like, because I think of a lot of us entrepreneurs, we're all in our head. A lot of us are. We're in our head. What you're talking about is get into your body, like get down and like feel and allow your body to work and like do its thing. So it's actually flushing out all that shit in our heads, like it's allowing us to focus and it's almost like a feeling of safety, calmness, because up here in our heads, like we're probably a lot less calm, maybe even more anxiety, even less confident. I feel like you kind of come with this clarity and confidence after an orgasm. And then what you're saying is, well, shoot, go straight to maybe rest, digest a little bit with the moment, but then like take action on whatever is popping up.
Absolutely, try it out, because you're gonna get so much clarity, so much productivity done. It's incredible. And so most of the time we go to sleep or we have sexual activity at night, and when you go to bed, right? It should be maybe in the morning. And in fact, if you're a male, your hormones level is the highest in the morning. Your dopamine level, your testosterone level is highest between 5 to 7 a.m. That's why men have morning wood, because their testosterone is being made at nighttime, right? Made from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So that's when your highest level. So have, sexual activity then, try to do your most complex or difficult project. You will find that you will breeze right through it. And as you know, as an entrepreneur, you wear many hats, and it's a stressful job, right? And so what does stress do to you? Stress produces a hormone called cortisol. that cortisol being produced in the adrenal gland that sits right on top of your kidney, back here, right below your rib, all right, rib number 12. That's where the kidney is at, and right on top of it is the cone-like shape of a gland that produces cortisol. Cortisol is made to protect us when we were in the caveman era, because the cortisol, when it's released, it's like it's a fight or flight, right? You got to get away from danger, get away from emergency. So you get farsighted vision, and all the blood really goes to your extremities so you can get away from danger. So now, when we're in the computer age, now we no longer have to get away from dinosaurs anymore, or go hunting for our food. The stress now could really come from our environment, as in work and not having enough sleep and other distraction, right? Or just long working hours. What happened? That cortisol gets released. But cortisol should be released and then goes down. So your cortisol level is the highest. And really, it's the highest around, like, in the morning, around like 8 a.m. And then it's like this, and then it starts to dip around 12 p.m. And then at around 10 p.m., it should be at its lowest point, right? So and that should be the case. But what I see with entrepreneurs, and I measure their cortisol level, is that the cortisol gets rise up, it stays up. It doesn't go down. It stay high even through nighttime. So when that happens, it's like instead of going dipping down, it high and stay high. What had happened, your testosterone level drop. So thyroid level
so it's
drop.
like working opposite almost.
Yes,
Okay.
it suppresses everything. So cortisol is almost like the father that controls the other hormone. It suppresses your testosterone. It suppresses your thyroid hormone as well. It interrupts with sleep. It makes you nervous, jittery. And that's one of the reasons why, you find yourself keep drinking coffee just to stay awake. That's part of the cortisol stress response, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So cortisol is good, but you don't want it to be, with you chronically the whole day. That's why meditation, yoga, breathing, or even just exercise lower that cortisol level. It counteracts that cortisol level and lower it so that way it doesn't maintain high. So when it is high, what does it do? It causes increased blood pressure. All right?
Yep.
It causes increased blood pressure. It causes insulin insensitivity, meaning the insulin, when it's released, it doesn't bring down blood sugar anymore. The blood sugar stays high, right?
Yep.
It also can induce high cholesterol as well.
Yeah.
So just that cortisol alone, that's
yeah.
right. So you're more at risk to having pre-diabetes, and also high cholesterol, and bring up your high blood pressure. So that's just from just a chronic stress daily. And luckily, so you're like thinking, oh, well, can I measure my cortisol level? Yes. There's a way for you to measure the cortisol level, and that's through your saliva. You do a saliva test where it's a 4-point test. So when you test it in the morning, first thing in the morning at 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and then also 10 p.m. So you should be seeing a flow high, and then start to go down at 3, and then the lowest at 10. But if you start to see high and stays high after 12 p.m., that's not good.
Oh,
so
interesting.
And you can do a test, and you don't even need to go to the doctor. You can even go to Amazon and do it. Type in cortisol saliva test. They send it to your house. You send it back. It costs like depending on the test, between $150 or so. It goes to the lab, and they measure it. But you definitely need to see a doctor to kind of consult and interpret the data. And nowadays you can do that through virtual visit. So one of the best way I tell my patient when they have a high cortisol level, and I treat a lot of business owners, is that you can take supplements like ashwagandha will help with that, but it's really the best thing is diet. Mediterranean diet, exercise, even just walking 30 minutes a day, be out in nature, meditation, yoga. meditation and yoga and
Breath work you mentioned too. Yeah.
That's right. And then take breaks.
Yeah.
You stop.
That's so tough for a lot of us, right? It's just like, how about you take a rest throughout the day so you can kind of pace yourself,
Take a rest, have sex. Take a rest, have sex.
There you go.
There you go.
Afternoon delight, right? They talk
That's
about
right. Afternoon delight, morning delight, and honestly, actually, if you have sexual activity, it's a stress reduction as well. Because when you're stressed, you cannot get an erection.
When we were talking, so just a little quick context, Dr. Ann, you attended a mastermind I held at Podfest in Florida, I don't know, about a couple months ago, I guess, at the time.
It's the best. We had a great time.
Thank you. Yeah, you rocked. I mean, you gave so much. And we had so many chats. And Jacob, producer, listening here, I know Jacob loves you. And the fact that, had all the conversations, too. Is stress. You mentioned that being such a big thing in that we live in our heads. And I already mentioned it, but like you said, it's like if you're stressed, nothing else is going to work. We talk about business, and if you're stressed out here, you could burn out, spin out, do some crazy stuff, make bad decisions, or maybe just lock up and do nothing. I mean, same goes for sexual health and relationships, not only with yourself, but how about your partner? It's like there's all these other effects that I don't think many of us are thinking about.
Absolutely. As you're focusing on your business, you sometimes neglect your own health, right?
Mm-hmm,
and
sure.
And especially for a man, your sexual organ, your penis, is actually a barometer of your health. So if you're working a lot, you're going to notice that maybe you're not as firm as you used to be, or that it would take longer for you to get firm, right? And also, you cannot get an erection when you're stressed, because the signals from the brain, when you're stressed, the signal from the brain is the largest sexual organ. It's not the organ below the belt. It starts in the brain. So your sexual response really starts here, and it's feeding from the five senses, from your touch, what you taste, what you smell, what you see, and what you hear. Those are the five senses that we are given to stimulate arousal, stimulate these, and then when that starts to stimulate, and then desire starts in here. Desire starts in your brain, in the deep part of your brain. It's actually a primal part of your brain. So this is very interesting. I just came back from a sexual medicine conference that was by Harvard Medical School. Is that our sexual activity or sexual thought come from a primal part of our brain that is not very much different from lizard. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that's in the deep part of our brain, kind of like if you go between your ears right here and back in your eyes, the intersection. That's called the primal part of the brain, the deep part of the brain. Our prefrontal cortex right here is where the new part of the brain that gets developed as we develop as human beings. So this part is more of a younger part of the brain. This is the primal part. But the sexual, the desire, the libido, the sexual functioning is primal. So that area controls this prefrontal cortex area.
It drives things that are more on the out. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but the prefrontal cortex is where the executive functioning is, right? That's where you make decisions. That's where you think about long-term, short-term plans and projects. Well, but if this area is busy, that signal is not going to coincide, and therefore you're not going to have that sexual drive, that sexual stimulus, because you got to have hormone that gets produced in the brain, and that hormone has to produce transmitter that go to the nerve in the back of your head here, to the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, would then stimulate the heart to produce more blood, would then open up the blood vessels, would then bring the blood to the sexual organ, for man and woman, so that way that area gets filled with blood, right? So what I'm trying to say is that sexual functioning is an intricate part of biopsychosocial, from your brain, your nerve, your mood, and the heart and the blood vessels. So it's a very complex intersection, but it really starts here. So when you're stressed, or you're busy working, that prefrontal cortex actually interrupts the sexual signal.
Totally. Yeah, it's the thinking brain, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
thinking part, which is right here. That's
Yeah.
why it's hard for you to get an erection or a female to be aroused when you're working too much or you're
Mm.
tired for the day. So having said that, cortisol actually increase your sympathetic nervous system. And so you have two autonomic nervous systems: sympathetic, which is your fight or flight, and then
Mhm.
your parasympathetic, which is the eat and breathe. So you have two opposing nervous system called the sympathetic and then the parasympathetic. So parasympathetic with P and P,
Uh-huh.
parasympathetic point or erection. So if the parasympathetic is activated, you have an erection.
Mm.
Parasympathetic is eat and breathe, meaning more calmer nerve, right? When you're
Yeah.
at sympathetic, you cannot get an erection, and that's the stress. That's the stress nerve pathway. So in order for a man and a woman to have arousal and have an erection, he or she has to be in a parasympathetic state. So what is that state? That's a calmness state. That's the state that we want to eat, that we want to have sexual activity. So you can't
Yeah.
be in that state if you're busy doing a project on the computer for like 5, 6 hours and you sleep maybe 2, 3 hours. You
Yeah,
know?
and you're on your phone right beforehand or whatever. You're just rushing around. Yeah, like and I'm assuming this goes for women as well. I don't want to isolate, just men
Absolutely.
on this. And
Yeah.
obviously, I want to speak to women here, and make sure that they're maybe talking to their man. Yeah, I'm sure you've had those conversations. But yeah, cortisol and the fact that and nervous system, just regulating nervous system. I think that's so it's something I focus on for myself just to make sure my head's in the game, that I am balancing work with life, with kids, with, partner and all these responsibilities because with if we're stressed out all the time, like everything's just going to get ramped up. You're never going to get out of your head and get into that rest and relax kind of state.
Oftentimes we don't know that we're stressed out. Oftentimes, men and women, when we're working or living our life, we don't know that we're stressed. It's hard for us to know that we're stressed out, okay?
Yeah.
And the way to do that is to get that test. Because I didn't know that I had adrenal fatigue, which is chronic stress, that my energy level would tank because my cortisol level was so high. But what was manifesting for me at that time was that I was constantly having a sniffle, and I was constantly drinking coffee all the time, and I keep having a chronic cough, and I was always having an upper respiratory infection all the
Oh,
time, and I didn't sleep well. So I just thought, oh, I'm just busy working or whatever, it's just work or life. And my friend said, well, let's measure your cortisol level. My cortisol level was nothing, which means it's not good either
mm,
because I didn't even pick up a response throughout the whole day. It should be like this, up and then down, but
right.
my cortisol was just flat, meaning that I
Wow.
was chronically stressed, that I wasn't even releasing the hormone that was protecting me from stress as
Oh,
well.
so it could be like off the charts, and I guess that means stress as well, right?
Yeah,
But a
it could
different
be off the
type.
chart. I mean, it's acute. That means you've been having stress for the last 3 months. But if you've been having stress that lasts more than 3 months, you could tank out and get nothing.
I
You
see.
could bottom out and you just have nothing at all. So that's what's called adrenal fatigue,
Uh-huh.
where my adrenal gland no longer produce cortisol, so I didn't have anything at all. And at that time also I was having a high heart rate. I was having a high heart rate, and I started having rhythm problems. I was having a
Yep.
condition called SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, where my heart would beat really, really, really fast, and then it stop and beat really fast. That's all stress response.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
that's response. So my heart was beating fast. I wasn't sleeping well. I was chronically having upper respiratory infection, sinus infection. I was putting on weight
Yeah.
as well too. So my friend who's a heart doctor said, "Ann," he said, either I put you on a beta blocker to slow down your heart rate, all right, or you need to de-stress, you need to meditate, you need to do, you need to slow down your life, right?
Yeah.
Or you're on your way to having a heart attack. And so that was like an eye opener to me. I was like, oh my goodness, I am not going to be on a medicine, because I would think I was in my early 40s then.
Wow. Yeah.
And I said I was not going to be in the medicine. So what I did was start saying no to a lot of things, back out on a lot of committees and, a lot of
extra work stuff.
Yeah, I really cut down my work in half. And spend more time exercising, and I started getting into yoga. So now I'm an avid I do yoga almost daily, and just essentially just start saying no and just monitor my cortisol level. So once I start doing that, taking more supplements to boost my adrenal, and to really go out in nature. We are connected with nature. And going out and connecting with nature and getting the sun shine on you really does produce calming neurotransmitters as well. So within 3 months, I was able to pick up my cortisol level on the test, and I was back to normal again. So it doesn't take that long.
Fast.
No, it's that fast. It really is that fast. Your body responds physiologically within 6 weeks. Literally 6 weeks. If you really kind of like take those measures and to really kind of really understand what you're doing that's contributing to your stress. But the example I give you is that I didn't know that I was stressed and I tanked out. That I was really on my way to getting a heart attack, but I was having irregular beat in my heart, didn't even know it. And I'm a doctor, and I didn't even know I was having irregular heartbeat.
So, I mean, this... Personally, that is one of the biggest worries I have for myself is because of stress leading to heart things. And I don't know if that's just like my brain, but my grandfather, he had cardiac issues and died pretty young, but I think there was a lot of smoking in that era as well. I don't do that.
Right.
But at the same time, like heart disease is the number one killer, right?
Yes.
At least in the US.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you're saying right here spans men and women and beyond. It's just like focus on the stress is what I'm hearing, and like really get a handle of that. And that's what I want to get across in this podcast often to entrepreneurs, because we're so in it. We're so all or nothing. Like it's the weight's on our back, on our shoulders to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, oh gosh, I'm a failure or whatever it is. Or maybe you just push harder, maybe in the wrong direction, where you should just like go back, relax, go have sex.
Go. What's the best way to de-stress? Have sex. You can do solo sex. You don't do solo sex. I mean, nowadays there's so many toys available that honestly, sometimes I think it's a strike against men sometimes with all the toys that are available for women nowadays.
Good point.
Honestly, there are that use for women sometimes, they don't need a partner.
Hey, I just want to pause this episode really fast and shout out a podcast that's also on the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. This one's a podcast that's hosted by someone I've followed for years. The name is Donald Miller. He has the whole Story brand book and all the different stuff online. He hosts the podcast called Business Made Simple. The premise is to basically take the mystery out of growing your business. And he recently had on, one of the other guys I follow is Alex Hermosi. And right at the beginning of the year, they're talking about facing uncertainty in your business. And Alex and Donald, they talk about 4 different ways to basically shore up your business to ride the uncertain times that inherently are the ones we're living in 2024. So make sure to go check that out. Go listen to Business Made Simple, that episode with Alex Hermosi, but also the other ones, wherever you get your podcasts. Are you looking to earn more online? It's time to meet Kartra. It's your ultimate all-in-one business platform that makes it even easier to boost your income online. So with Kartra, creators, coaches, and experts can turn their knowledge and services into profits. You can create pages, funnels, and attract customers, build membership sites, and share your knowledge, automate your business so you can free up your time and do a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So Carchart has every tool you need to grow your business in one place. And the best part is that it's super affordable and easy to use. So now's the time to streamline and scale your biz. Head over to hustleandflowchart.com/Kartra and snag a free 30-day trial. Again, that's hustleandflowchart.com/KARTRA.
Why is sexual activity a good way to de-stress? It lower cortisol, it increase dopamine. So that's the reason why I said, as an entrepreneur, have more sex, because you're gonna be more productive. What is what does dopamine do? Increase focus, increase energy. When you want dopamine, right? Well, that's why carbohydrate is so addicting. What happens when you eat carbohydrate or sweet? You get that dopamine high. Yeah. Right, you get that dopamine high, right? And it gets actually addictive. But you can get the same dopamine high with sexual activity as well too. And it actually gets more if you're connected to the person that you're doing it with. So the dopamine is more because you get to produce oxytocin, which is the love hormone, get produced if you're with somebody that you love, and then the oxytocin magnify the dopamine effect. So all of that gets magnified together. Yeah.
But let's be honest. Like at the end of the day, you feel better. That means you're going to come across as this better energy, this feel good. I mean, it radiates out to obviously your it starts with us, but your partner. But let's be honest, like the confidence level, you're probably going to come across a lot clearer, more focused, calm, and to just everyone. I mean, it's this ripple effect that goes much further out.
Well, sexual health, like we said earlier, it's an intersection with entrepreneur success, right? And I was trying to correlate the blood flow and the productivity, but also if you sexual health also is a sign that you have good cardiac health, good heart health. Well, like you said, that's the number one killer for men and women, and in fact, cardiac disease is the number one killer for women after menopause, which is usually after the age of 55, because women's heart are smaller and their blood vessels are smaller than men, so they're more prone to getting heart attack than men actually. But for a man, you got an organ that tells you if your heart's not doing well, your penis. If your penis not functioning well, that is your warning sign that your blood vessels are not functioning well, because studies have shown that 67% of men that have erectile dysfunction 7 to 10 years later end up having a heart attack. So your penis function is an indicator of cardiovascular health a decade down the road. So taking that in context, you have something that you can see. Hey, if you're not as firm you used to be, and you're having erectile issues, it's a time to step back and say, okay, all right. Instead of popping that Viagra or that Cialis, all right, you should really step back and say there's four things. That is four things that are the pillars to sexual health and also longevity as well. The number one is diet. Because high carbohydrate, high processed food diet is not good for you. That causes inflammation, which then injure the endothelium that I mentioned earlier. What's the best diet? The Mediterranean diet. It's what you should be on, because they allow carbohydrate too, but focusing more on vegetables and lean meat and fruit, and exercise, even just 30 minutes. Once a day, even just walking or going up and down the stairs. You don't have to do CrossFit. You don't have to do heavy weightlifting. Just doing something that increases your heart rate every day. And even like if you're working, maybe park the car far and walk in and take the stairs and then taking the elevator. And number 3 is sleep, getting adequate sleep, because your body has to heal, right? Your body, you use it the whole day. So you have to heal from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So sleep between those time optimally. And then the fourth one is stress that we talk about, stress reduction. Because when we have high stress, we talk about that it increases blood pressure, insulin sensitivity, and also high blood pressure and high cholesterol as well. But you do one of those things, you're gonna see a remarkable change in your quality of life.
And you said 6 weeks. It doesn't take long, and
Yeah,
that's what's so interesting. It's simple stuff, but really we got to pay attention to what we're doing, right? Like sleep. It's so easy to get out of a rhythm. I mean, you mentioned what 10 o'clock, go to sleep, 6 o'clock, wake up is kind of a good pattern. I've heard this from other. I had Dr. Savage on, which
yeah, yeah.
and he basically said the same thing for sleep. I think he might have said, yeah, 9:30 to yeah, whatever, right around that range.
Yeah, exactly. But that's when your body needs to heal. You don't let your body heal, then
Yep.
you're not. What happens is that when you're sleeping, your body undergo autophagy, meaning autophagy mean your body kind of like start digesting old cells
Mm.
and get rid of it. So it gets rid of all the
Ah, a
toxin in your
flushing kind of
body.
thing.
Yeah, it gets rid of all the cells that are older, start flushing it out. And if you compromise your sleep, your body's not going to be able to do that. But another way that you can do that is intermittent fasting. Intermittent
Mm.
fasting,
Mm.
where a period where you don't eat for at least 10, 12, 16 hours, your body start to clean up old cells and start renewing. So that's one of the reasons why you actually sometimes get more energy and you lose weight. It's because essentially you're narrowing the amount of time that you'll be eating. So you can add in intermittent fasting
Right.
there, but as you and I both know, it's easier said than done. And diet, exercise, right? It's just
Right.
so
We've
hard
all
because
heard it. Kind of.
yeah, we
Yeah.
all heard it,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's hard because when you're working, like I went straight from today to 9 till like now at 5
Yeah.
p.m. really nonstop, and probably stop to really eat in between. Um, and my body's probably feeling that. So, and
Yeah. For sure.
for me is that I'm attuned to, like, if my muscles start to get a little sore, a little tight, then I know that I need to stop and break. So most entrepreneurs need to know this, that if you're starting to feel not as productive as you used to be, or taking you longer to do a project, sometimes if you stop and take a break
Mm.
and go exercise, go walk in nature, put on your AirPod. There's multiple apps that will
Yeah.
help with meditation. And when you come back, your brain will be on fire. You'll be so much more productive when you let your mind calm down, your body
Yeah.
calm down. I mean, have you experienced that state of like enlightenment and calmness where you're just so productive?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's the pure flow state, right? You just kind of get
Yeah.
into it, time goes away, it disappears, and it just feels like it's effortless.
Absolutely. Now try doing that right after sex and see what happens.
I love it. It's a great prescription, and thank you, doc. I mean, it's like, get the sleep. It's a little hard, difficult right now with a newborn at my house, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time, there's it's a timing thing, like being intentional. I think that's the big thing. It's like all of us, if you're not intentional about how we're divvying up our time, for sleep, but also for breaks throughout the day, to just be in tune with our body, to take that step away from the computer or whatever we do for work, and like you said, get outside, walk around, maybe take your shoes off, like actually get into nature fully, and use some different senses that activate our body to feel, instead of do all the thinking up top, which can drive us into stress mode, like you were saying earlier.
Right, right. And I'm an advocate for sexual health too, because I feel that with sexuality, there's all this myth and all these misinformation out there that when I get older,
Yeah.
I can give up sex and I don't need sex. In fact, you need sexual activity because that is protective for your cardiac health and even longevity. Studies have shown that people
Yeah.
that have sexual activity 3 times a week live a lot longer and are healthier than people that have less than once a week sexual activity. So it's actually, if the more you have sex, the longer you live and the healthier you are.
I mean, it's a hell of a business here, and it makes perfect sense. It's like, why not? We all have the tools. You were saying, you talked about a penis pump earlier.
Here's the penis pump.
There it is. uh, how would are there things to activate? Let's. Okay, I'm going to think like a man here. I am a man, but it's like, how do you communicate this to your wife? I mean, yeah, you could say share this episode, and it's like, hey, this is really important, but like I'm just curious of the communication here. And it's like, because a lot of this could be totally foreign to a man, a woman, both sides. You have some great YouTube videos, which I'll shout out. Just look up your name, and you can shout it out. But like, are there any ways that you help people communicate this to their partners so they can both enjoy more, have less stress, and maybe use some of these tools?
Well, what you do is you stress
Yeah,
the benefit of that. Okay, you stress
yeah,
the benefit of sexual activity. You said, and it depends. It's so this is so interesting in that the studies have shown that if a man and a woman, if a man has erectile dysfunction, the woman also has sexual dysfunction as well. Even though she
mm,
may not, but because they're not able to have sexual activity, she starts developing issues too. But again, the woman's sexual organ, if she doesn't use it, she also loses it. So for a female, a vulva with area, that means that she's not getting enough blood flow down there. She's not
mm,
getting her clitoris is not being stimulated. She also undergo atrophy as well. So a woman also has decline in her hormonal level after the age of 40 that will affect the lubrication and the sensitivity down there. Okay, so then you
yeah,
got a man also have decreasing testosterone, and he not able to get an erection. Let's say they're like 55 years old, right? This is
hmm,
going on, right? So she's having issues, he's having issues. But if he gets his erection treated, and I don't mean by medication, Viagra, Cialis, we'll revisit that point because I want to go into why that is not good
sure,
for a man to take. Okay, but let's say if
yep,
he gets his erection fixed natural with natural solution, when he is his function is restored, she's also is being restored even without any treatment. So
mm,
to
okay.
answer your question is that if he gets restored and their relationship they get to be intimate again, she's also being treated as well too.
Got it. It's a byproduct of us, the men. Yeah.
That's right. It's the byproduct of that as well. And to communicate that, and I have patient ask me, well, how doc, I now have to have erection, but my wife is not on board yet. Then I said, well, communicate that her situation will also improve as well too. Because if you
Yeah.
think about it, when they have sexual relations, she's gonna have more blood flow down there. She's gonna get more stimulation down there. She's gonna get more lubrication. And men, if you're listening to this and you're in the 50s, if your wife is not having the best experience during sex, most likely it's hormonal. All right, she doesn't know it. Most likely it's hormonal. Most likely it's uncomfortable for her. Oftentimes, when there's not enough lubrication down there, and she doesn't have her hormones that she used to have when she was in her 20s, the sensitivity of the vagina area, especially around where the urethra is, it's become very sensitive to touch and pressure. So when during sexual activity, that area become painful, almost feels like sandpaper. All right. So
Mm,
she feels
okay.
discomfort. She doesn't know it's related to less lubrication and less hormone. And she doesn't tell her partner. She doesn't tell her partner that because she does think it's her. She thinks, oh, it's just me. And she blames herself for it, but she doesn't tell her partner. But one of the signs may be that she's not interested as much as she used to in sex. So
Mm,
you
yeah.
see you see the communication break down. You're not communicating because she doesn't want to make you feel bad, but she doesn't know that, hey, this discomfort is related to hormones and it can be easily fixed. So any woman listening to this, or if you have a partner as a woman listening to this, they're in their maybe even mid-40s to mid-50s can be easily fixed with just topical estrogen and a lubricant. Boom, that discomfort gone within 5 days. 5 days gone. So
Wow.
I always think
And then
if she's
sex, of
having
course,
fun,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, if she's having fun with sexual activity, she's gonna want to come back and have fun, right? Yeah. So you gotta make
Right.
it fun for her.
Yeah. There you go. You got to reboot things. It's up to, I guess it sounds like it's up to us men if we have partners like that. And I mean, just like do it. It's good for everybody. And I want to go back to the point what you just said, because there's the obvious blue pill or Cialis. I don't know what color that is, but Viagra and Cialis, it's not natural. It's what it sounds like. It's like a band-aid to the solution. But give us your take on that and why the natural routes.
Right. Yeah. And I've given talks on this all the time. Is one of my passion why I do what I do. It's because to educate men and women too. Is that oftentimes if a man is noticing that you're having not as firm erection, the number one presentation is that he gets an erection, but then he loses it during intercourse, right? And so and oftentimes he go to the doctor or he go Google online. He go to an online dispensary and dispense Viagra or Cialis. But what happened is that when you take that medicine, it's a band-aid. Because it's like taking pain medicine for your low back pain, right? It's a band-aid. It only works temporarily. Yes, it does help you with your erection, but only temporarily, because after a few years, and it ranges between 2 to 7 years, even 10 years, it doesn't work anymore because you're ignoring the cause of the problem. Why you're not as firm or you have ED? It's usually because of poor blood flow. Is it poor blood flow from diet? Is it from exercise? Is it from stress? Is it from
Mm.
sleep? Is it from smoking? All right. Is it from excessive alcohol? Is it from porn? Or is it from also marijuana as well
Hmm.
too? Marijuana plays a role into that. So there's the 8 things that you do in your lifestyle that you can change and modify it. And in fact, if you just do the diet, exercise, stress, and sleep part, that you will see an improvement in your erection, right? A recent
Yeah.
study that came out in 2023 shows that 30 minutes of exercise a day is as good as taking a Viagra. As
Wow.
good.
Really?
But it's not on Prime Media, is it? You don't see that on CNN. You don't see that on
That's not going
headline
to make the
news at
money.
all.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's not gonna make money. So my thing is that pharma, Pfizer, which make Viagra, their revenue is nine
Yeah.
billion dollars a year. Billion a
Jeez.
year. All right.
Yeah.
So, but you hear the news on Viagra can help with Alzheimer, but that's been refuted. That's not true
Mm.
anymore, right? But you hear that on the news, but you don't hear in the news that 30 minutes of exercise a day is as good as a Viagra. You don't hear that. Get
Wow.
buried. So I think that, with our society, everything is so pharma now. I
Yep.
mean, and pharma wants you to be sick. They want you to take that medicine. They want you to be sick because the next thing is what? If you fail ED medicine, is penile implant. For a man, it's a penile implant. Put two
Oh boy.
silicone rods down there. That
Just an
you're
injection or whatever it is, and pop, pop.
yeah, or
Yeah.
right, or the trimix as well. That's the alternative. If I were a man, I wouldn't want to have two silicone rods that go
Heck,
down into my penis.
no,
That sounds
no.
awful. Like,
Well,
but men in their 30s are now getting it. I'm telling you, they're in their
so
30s. In their 30s are getting penile implant now.
that's crazy. I didn't know about that, and uh, it leads me to so many other things I can think about. I mean, like fertility, for instance. I know we talked about it in person,
Yeah.
and I've been pretty clear with it on this show too. Is like I've gone through a whole fertility thing for 10 years to have our kids, and that's increasing. Like that rate of people needing fertility treatments to have kids. And I wonder. I mean, there's a lot of factors. I know there's hormones, there's stress. A lot of it's
Mm-hmm.
unexplained, unfortunately, so you don't really get
Mm-hmm.
the answers, but
Uh-huh.
it's got to be close to like what you're saying, blood flow as well on both sides, not just the man.
Absolutely. Blood flow, stress, sleep, yeah, diet and exercise, all that contribute to endothelial dysfunction. That's right. And that's why one of the reasons why we're seeing higher rate of infertility. But the point I'm trying to make is that when you take the ED medicine, it's a pad, and it's kind of I call it making the deal with the devil, right? You get some short term benefit, and long term you're screwed, right? So what the best way is to really treat the cause
Yeah.
of the problem. I just mentioned the four pillars of sexual health, but it sounds like, who cares about diet, exercise, boring. But honestly, those are the things that work. It really is going back to the
Yeah.
basics, going back to the basics and focusing on the things that work. We don't need anything fancy, sprancy. That's why I'm a big proponent of
Yeah.
the penis pump, because the penis pump, I think
Yeah.
every man actually after 40 should use it as prevention and maintenance. You don't have to wait for problem to occur in your penis to do something about it. You can use the penis pump as
Yeah.
a form of exercising, bring in blood to the penis, because when you use the penis pump, it creates a negative vacuum. And actually, it looks like this right here. It creates a negative vacuum,
There it is.
and in here, and it brings in blood to the penis and bring in oxygen to the penis, expand the penis, and it prevents atrophy. And so what I'm trying to
Mm.
say is that you
Yeah.
can do as an exercise, taking your penis to the gym to keep it healthy. You don't have to have disease, but
Yeah.
keeping it healthy and as an adjunct. And this I like this one because you can use it in the shower as well too. So when you're put it on your penis, let it actually stays there, and you just wash your hair, wash your body. 10 minutes later, you're ready to exercise it. So you're multitasking
Why can't
at
all
the same
exercise be
time.
that easy?
I know, and it's and in fact for some men, you can coordinate that with sexual activity as well too. So I want to kind of take the penis pump out of Austin Powers, movie, and how that one of the movie where
Yep.
he
Oh
has
yeah.
it in his luggage and take it out and really
Yeah.
try to make it more like an exerciser rather than something
Oh,
to be hidden or something negative
yeah.
about it, because it's an exerciser.
Right.
And it's a
Wow.
form of keeping muscle healthy as well. And there is one for the vagina. There is a pump for the vagina as well too that women don't know that
A
much
vagina
about, but
pump.
there is one
Yep.
available, and you can actually get that on Amazon as well too. But I have to say, a lot of the work has to fall upon the man, because you have to get that erection. It has to be hard. And every time you get an
Yeah.
erection, your blood flow increases 40 times more in the penis. 40 times. That's a lot.
That's a ton. And the fact that like that's it's not just in your penis. It's like that go like the blood needs to flow, like you said. Like it goes
Yeah.
through the arteries to the veins and does the whole cycle. So I mean, it's got to be beneficial to everything. Your brain health. We mentioned that.
Right.
Alzheimer's. I mean, it's like this is the better prevention. Can't promise anything, obviously, but then taking a Viagra pill. Yeah, so
Right,
covered it up.
right. Well, it's just a padding,
Yeah,
now it's like a pill this, a pill to lose weight, and a pill for this and that. And oftentimes I find it kind of interesting where my patient would tell me, "Oh, I don't have diabetes anymore. I'm on a pill for diabetes. I'm on 3 pills for diabetes. I don't have diabetes anymore."
it's like
So
right, okay.
yeah, well, because they think that the pill take care of the problem, but if they don't have the pill, they still have the problem. But a lot of chronic diseases that we encounter today, can actually be moderated or even reversed with lifestyle
Yeah.
changes: diet, exercise, sleep, and stress.
And there you go. It comes down to education with what you're doing. And I got to give you props and thank you so much for I mean, you're so fun. I've told my wife many times, and she loves you, by the way, has never met you yet,
Oh,
but
oh, thank you. I look forward to
yeah,
meeting her one day.
yeah. Well, I told her, I'm like, you are the famous, my favorite person that from that Orlando trip, that mastermind and Podfest. It was just a blast. But at the same time, it's like we're having fun, but it's literally education that can help in so many ways in your life. And that's exactly what you're doing. That's why, your YouTube channel, please shout out your YouTube, your podcast as well. And I know you have all these other ways that people can jump in with you. So let them have it.
Follow me on YouTube where I offer a natural solution for sexual health. And I'm a big proponent of that. And so I'm on YouTube at you just have to do at Dr. Ann Truong. So DrAnneTruong. And you can type that. I will show up. I have now 148 videos, and I release videos twice a week on natural solution for sexual health for mainly for men. And my podcast is called Sexual Health for Men podcast, and it's everywhere: Spotify, Apple podcast, and I think even on Amazon as well too. And my mission to really educate and inform men and women that they can have sexual longevity for life, and that even though we get older, our hormones may decline, but there are natural treatment for that you can really maintain sexual vitality for life, because all in the end, it's about relationships, it's about love, it's about connection between two persons.
And ourselves, right? It's got to start here.
Right, it starts here. Take care of your sexual health, because that may even transfer to the person you care about and love, and your family as well. Because I truly believe that in the end, it's not about money and so much business. It's really about connection. It's about the love. Because at the end, when you lie on your deathbed, you're not going to think about, oh, I didn't make that extra million, or you think about the people that you spend your time with. And this is the best way to live your life, with connection, with love, and the intimacy connection with the person that you love. So that's why I'm passionate about it. So follow me on YouTube, and when you go on YouTube, if you go under my bio, I give you you can ask me any question. I have an AI there. It says Dr. Ann, ask Dr. Ann any question, and if you have any questions, sexual health, all my content is there, and you can get the answers on there as well. And also you can I have an online coaching program for men to actually undergo in my community where they want to restore sexual health. I have a course in there. So my online coaching program is, I have to write it down, noedman.com. Something to remember is our community of men restoring sexual health, and it's called noedman.com. And that club is called the Modern Man Club. So we're creating a sexual revolution, Joe. So I hope that you and your listener will join us in creating a sexual revolution. Say no more pharma. All right. I am blessed with the natural ability to have sexual vitality for life. I just need to kind of look at maintaining the 4 pillars of diet, exercise, sleep, and stress. And if I do that, you will be able to have sexual vitality and cardiac health and longevity to the day you die.
There you go. It's not only business success, it's sexual success, it's health success, it's life, The 4 pillars are key. Dr. Ann, this is incredible. And yeah, go to YouTube. I mean, you're not going to miss her in the thumbnails. I love your thumbnails.
Thank you.
It's entertaining, but it's education, and it's education. So definitely go get educated, go follow Ann, and I appreciate your time so much. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube here or anywhere else, if you're following us, hit subscribe, follow, rate and review, all the fun stuff. And we'll catch you in the next episode. So Dr. Ann, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.